Welcome to the Kent Lapp Podcast.
You have to ask yourself, and you have to be honest, because here's the deal. I lied to myself and a lot of people for a long time. The first question you have to say is, am I truly honest with myself? Because you can lie to yourself. You can tell yourself, oh yeah, I'm happy, when you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and that for me is something that I've actually talked to people about. And I'm like, at the end of the day, only you can answer that. Like, are you truly honest with yourself?
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing is, I think I would ask them to start, at least questioning, because it is hard. It is hard to differentiate, like, this is just a sucky part of, what I do, versus I'm unfulfilled.
Oh, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
Like, there's a difference in, even now, there's times I have to get in there and I have to do paperwork, and I hate it.
Yeah, okay.
But that doesn't mean I'm unfulfilled.
Right. Yeah, that's a great distinction. What stuck out to me was your mention of 40% of the time. Because it feels to me like, if I'm doing something that 40% of the time, it's activities that I do not enjoy, are not good at, and detest, that's probably too much of the time.
Yeah. I think so.
I don't know what a percentage, healthy 5, 10, 50, I have no idea what a healthy percentage is, but 40% of doing things that you don't like or not good at is probably too high. But that's interesting distinction between doing some things you don't enjoy and finding fulfillment.
And here's the other thing too. And I know this is not very actionable. It's not like do A, B, and C, and you'll know the right answer. But the other thing is, do you really understand who you are? We've hit on this a lot, but me and you, in a lot of ways, have a deep need for significance. Other people do not. And one of them is not better than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, if you are, this is my world, I like it, I'm content here, I want to do the same thing every day and know that I'm doing a good job. If that's who you are, but you're trying to play yourself like you're a significance guy, you're in the wrong spot.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because the significant, someone needing for significance and someone who's driven and someone who has all these things, they're more likely to be in the light, right? Mm-hmm. They're more likely to get praise. They're more likely to, or vice versa. They may be more likely to be the one who, when they fall on their face, gets laughed at.
Sure.
Right? And so, but because of that, there are times when you have those people trying to be somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like, that's what I should be, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
right.
what's going to get all the claps, and that's what's going to get all the praise, and that's what people are going to write or whatever.
Yes.
Even if it's in your mind, that's what people are thinking.
Yes.
But if you're truly one of those people, like, I don't really need that, I don't really want that, you've got to follow it. So.
And the other thing that ties in close with that too is shame, because should is a shame word. So it's like, I should be this, I should do that, this is how I should behave to make others be cool with me. That's a shame ties in very closely with that, because if I'm not that, then I'm going to make a fool of myself, or I'm going to, people are going to be ashamed of me, or I'm going to be ashamed of myself, So I think shame ties in there real close on the flip side of some of those motivations is you really are trying to do everything you can to not disappoint people, because that would bring you shame. And that's no place to be. What about, how about like outside counsel? Did you get a lot of outside counsel in this decision, or you just knew deep down this had to happen and counsel wasn't going to change much of it?
It didn't matter.
Okay.
Like really, I was going to come to you that one day.
Yeah.
But even then, I'm like, I'm really just coming to tell somebody,
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I did talk to the people about it. I didn't just make it out on a whim. I did go and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking. This is where I'm feeling. And I just, for me, I laid it out and I said, this is what I'm doing. And, I'm like, this is at least, unless something crazy happens, I know in my soul, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Am I crazy?
Yeah.
And ironically, almost everybody was like, congratulations.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, in fact, one of the builders that I work with, when I told them, I said, hey, by the way, I'm moving to Compass, boom, they called me right away. And they said, what are you talking about? I said, well, honestly, I'm just not happy. And I feel like, this is what I'm doing. And I feel like this is the right decision. And they were like, I want you to know something. Me and my project manager, we've been worried about you.
Oh, wow.
They were like, we were talking the other day, like, how are we going to talk to Alan? Because something's off.
Oh, wow.
And so I think ultimately everybody knew.
I see.
Like everybody could tell, like, I'm just not Alan. I'm not happy.
Yeah, I see.
And it was almost unanimously congratulations. Right?
That's great.
So I did, but I mean, there's some decisions in life that you just know, like, it's the right answer.
Right. Yes.
It's the right answer.
Yep.
And so that there was, but not much.
Yeah. Anything else you learned working through that you would kind of give as advice or counsel to people listening that might be like, this is lit something in me. This is, I've got some of my own questions and maybe I'm doing something that I shouldn't be, or will prompt someone to kind of make a change or a pivot to. Principles or other things you learned or that were helpful to you working through that you would commend to people?
I'm trying to think, because I actually talk about this a lot now. This has become a strong passion of mine. Because
what?
helping people understand that it's okay to let go.
Oh, okay.
Like I think that through this whole thing, and again, that one of the things that has helped me a lot is telling the story out in the open, because you can't hide from it.
Right.
Even when we talked one time, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do a vlog on this about closing the company. And I think Hugh and maybe Hunter or something was here and like, why would you do that? I'm like, it's the real answer. It's the real story.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would be, it's wrong of me to not tell the real story.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that by doing it, a lot of people have come and approached me about this, of like, there's a lot of fear around the idea of letting go of something.
Oh, there totally is, man.
That we've built such an identity around.